Hello, thanks for being here. Today we're doing all twists in bed. You will need, well, I shouldn't say need, but it might be nice to have a hand towel, right? And then definitely have some pillows handy. We're going to use those as support pieces once we get going. All right, so to start, these pillows, put them aside. We're not going to use them, not yet. And we'll start down on our backs. And if you've got the space, come out to the middle of the bed because we're going to go both directions. So we're going to start just laying here. Again, no pillows, no towel, no nothing. Arms wide to the side. Feet, I don't know, as far apart as it feels interesting. There's no right or wrong. And we're just going to gently take the knees from one side to the other. And on this one, I encourage you, do them with your feet like midway apart. Try some with your legs and your feet right there together. See if that feels like fun. And then maybe try some with your feet out like wider than your hips. They're all gonna feel different. So it might be fun to do all of them or find that one that's like your favorite. Yeah, just play around with it. And we'll call this our warm up, just getting in the mood. And like with everything, we're gonna inhale. Right, imagine lengthening from your tailbone to your spine. Even though you're laying down, we can still lengthen. And then we exhale and just let our body soften and relax, right? Imagine it's melting into the bed. And also, imagine exhaling out of those body parts that feel tight, whatever that might be for you. Okay, and when you're bored of doing this, you're like, I'm ready for something new. We're gonna do some upper body stuff. So let's come all the way onto one side, like full on fetal posture. Now, if this feels fine, great. If it feels weird on your hip, this is the first option I'm gonna say, take a knee pillow, right? Put some space between your knees. It just might help take the edge off. And then your top arm, ready? Take a big breath, lengthen through the fingers. And then as we exhale, we're gonna lift up. Again, in your own range of motion, right? You can keep your arm bent, whatever. But we're gonna lift up and we're gonna reach towards the other wall and maybe look at your hand. But again, if your shoulder's feeling funny, if anything's not liking it, take that other pillow, boom, pop it behind your shoulder. And now we've got a little, there it is. And now we've got a little shoulder pillow. So it lets your body not twist as far, and then you can just relax onto the pillows. Our goal with this twist is to think big open collarbone, big open chest, and even, I know it's a weird body part, but imagine, take that big breath, and then exhale, and think about relaxing your shoulder, your armpit, your bicep, everything that's going out backwards behind you. I'm gonna take the pillow out so I can really get into this. You keep the pillow if you like it. We're all gonna do it differently. Now, this last thing I'm gonna add, so optional, but if you're doing it without the pillows, right? You're having fun and you're like, I really like this. I'm enjoying myself. If you wanna go crazy with it, top leg, ready? You can either grab your big toe or you can grab the towel. Right? And you can extend your top leg and you could even extend your low leg. And you've just turned yourself into like this twisted plus sign. So that's the supercharged version if it feels good for you, right? Remember, all of us, no matter where you are, right? We're gonna inhale and imagine lengthening through our crown, even though we're all twisty and weird. And then exhale and imagine softening, right? Through your chest, through your collarbone, up into your ears, down and out into your armpits, your biceps. Even think about relaxing your low jaw and your fingers. All right, let's start to gently, gradually switch sides. So we'll maybe draw a knee to the chest, maybe one leg at a time will get us easier to unwind. And then we'll take the same thing on the other side. So bear with me, I'm gonna give you my other side for a sec as we work through this thing. So we start fetal posture, adding the knee pillow if you need it, and then taking the top arm up, out, and back. And again, using the other pillow as a back of the shoulder pillow if you need it, right, to help take the edge off. Because again, we want to feel stretched and long through the collarbone, through the shoulders, but we don't want to feel like someone's pulling on this arm, right? If our fingers are tingling, definitely untwist yourself a little, right? Our goal for all of this is that it feels good, or, at least 95% good. And then again, if you want to turbocharge it, take your towel, take the top leg, grab the big toe, extend if you want. Or again, just try to get to that place where you're reasonably comfortable, and then we just hang out and wait. Right, so let's again inhale. Imagine lengthening your crown towards the top of the bed. And then exhale. Let your body relax into the twist, whatever that might be for you. Ooh, now one more word of caution. Twists, for 99% of us, 99% of the time, are great, but definitely consult with your doctor and make sure these are okay to do before you do lots and lots and lots of them, right? Now, generally speaking, your body's going to tell you if something isn't right. So again, take it at your own pace, but it's never a bad idea to ask a doctor too. All right, let's undo this. We're up. Okay, now we're going to take a slightly different version. So let's flop the left leg out on the ground and let's draw the right knee in towards us. Now maybe you can really get the knee in towards your shoulder, and that's cool, but you don't have to. It could just be bent, right? But if it feels good to lift it up and kind of hug it in, do it. It doesn't really matter. Whatever feels interesting. All right, let's just lengthen our bodies one more time, right? Lengthen through that toe, lengthen through your crown, zipping up the abs just for extra caution. And now let's take this knee across. Here we go, twisting again. All right. And the idea is that this one we feel a little more on the southern hemisphere of our body. Now, same deal. If all of a sudden your outer thigh is screaming at you, you take your pillow, or even two, right? You might need two. Pop it under there as a knee pillow if your knee doesn't want to go all the way down. And then here comes the top arm. Yeah, we've heard this before, right? Opening up, reaching to the back wall, and then this arm over here, I guess wide to the side is probably a good place to put it. Right? But we want to focus mainly on relaxing this top knee down and then looking over to the back wall. And let's take 3 giant breaths, right? Inhale, lengthening from our crown all the way down to our foot. And then exhaling, and let's think about this, right? From our right knee, we're gonna relax and soften up the outer thigh, right? Around your waist, up to your rib cage, and then even out here, we're softening through the armpit, the shoulder, the bicep, even out to your forearm, your wrist, your hands. Just imagine we exhale, and all of that releases. Again, it's kind of like using your imagination to trick your body into doing what we want it to do. Let's take one more big breath for fun. Oh, if you're doing okay, look back. Look back at that far hand over there. Get your neck in the game. If it feels good, that's always the deciding factor on what happens here. All right, we're gonna gently unwind. So let's start to bring the arms in. All right, let's gently kind of lift this leg up. Get out of there. All right, now we gotta switch. So we'll take the right leg, long, just let it flop. We've got our pillow ready to receive our left knee. And then again, you'll pull it in and wiggle it around if that feels good on the hip, or just let it lay on the bed. Really doesn't matter. Again, if it feels good, give it that big hug. It's a nice release for the low back, not required. All right, lengthen, crown, down to your foot, and we start to twist. Let's take it over. Again, using the pillow as a little support mechanism, or not if you don't need it, right? It's not required, but make sure that it feels 99% good. And then here we go again. We take the arm, we're out. And we look back at that hand if it feels good. But if it doesn't, you just look wherever, right? You can look up at the sky. And as we lay here now, imagine your spine, right? It's down there between your back pockets. Feel it come up to your waist, to your shoulder blades, all the way up to your neck, right? And just feel it turn. It's kind of cool. Again, using the exhales to release and relax, right? Even relaxing weird body parts that you don't always think about, right? Let's relax our cheeks. And let's relax that space between our ears, or between our eyebrows. And let's relax the low jaw, the neck. Again, armpits, biceps, forearms, toes. All right, let's take 2 more big breaths here. And we can start to unwind ourselves. So again, however that's comfortable for you, right? We can bring the arms in, make them a little smaller, put our head so it's looking straight ahead, it's neutral. Take the knees off, and there we go. Okay, last one, and this is a hip one. So again, just go slow. We're just trying things on. You don't have to commit to it. We take both knees over. Okay, we've kind of been here before, sort of. And if you're doing okay, cool. Again, the option, right? Knee pillow. Take the edge off the outer thigh. And then just park. Looking at the sky, hands wherever, doesn't matter. That's option 1. And if you're like, okay, I'm fine. What's going on? Okay, it's a biggie. Take the bottom leg out. Pull it out from underneath. And then you're going to stack the bottom calf on top of the right outer thigh. Right? So it's like you crossed your legs and then you twisted your upper body. That's the idea. And what we're hoping to accomplish with this is that you're really feeling it like on your flank, right? Your back pocket down your outer thigh. So for me, it's just, this is the least pleasant of all of them, but I probably know that I should do it. So we want to really dig into the hips, focus on the bottom half of your spine, getting that twist. And then once you're there, and again, we just check in to be like, is this comfortable? Is this weird, but in a good way? Then we do that thing where we inhale to lengthen through the crown. And we exhale to let our body soften and relax into the twist. Let's take 2 more big breaths again. And as we breathe, every time we breathe a little bigger, imagine the air traveling out to your fingers and your toes. And the exhale is what relaxes the face, relaxes the collarbone, relaxes the outer thigh. All right, how do we get out of this thing? Okay, let's untangle the legs. Here we go. All right, and we'll take it up. And we'll take it up. And I'm gonna move this. All right, other side. So, knees bent, feet on the ground, arms wide to the side, and then we just take the knees to the other side. And then we assess. We say, how am I doing? Do I want extra? Am I good? And if you want extra, you pull the bottom leg out from underneath, right? You stack that calf on top of the outer thigh. And then if you want extra, you look back at that arm behind you. Again, little by little, you make the adjustments, knowing that both sides are different. So it might have been really easy on the other side, but this one might be, not easy at all. So you find that place where it feels generally comfortable, maybe a little bit weird, but generally comfortable. That's our goal on things like this. And then we use the big breathing, right? Exhaling, letting everything release and relax. Right? Imagining the back of the shoulder melting down to the med. Imagine your arms just sinking into the mattress. Maybe even like relaxing your toes a little as long as we're here. Let's do 2 more big breaths. So imagine you're breathing down right into your front and back pockets. And then when you're ready to untangle, right? Let's take that top leg off. And then we'll lift up the top leg, we'll lift up the other leg. And remember those easy windshield wipers we did in the beginning? Let's do a few of those again, right? Just gently dropping it one side to the other, just letting everything be easy. Again, think big, wide collarbone, big, easy breathing. Oh yeah, and even dropping your knees, right? You work your own range of motion. They may not go very far. You just take them to where, again, it feels interesting, pretty good. And I guess it's time for us to get out of bed now. So, thank you so much for hanging out. Questions, comments on anything, drop them in the comments. I read those.